Once again, good morning and welcome to the 23rd Matriculation ceremony holding today at the National Open University of Nigeria. This is sending again a very warm welcome to you all, our respective students from all parts of the country, joining us for this whole important ritual to officially welcome you into the family fold of the National Open University of Nigeria. Before we get down to real business, it is pertinent for us to bring to your notice that the National Open University of Nigeria is a federal government-owned university, just like any other federal government-owned university under the regulation of the National Universities Commission. And the university comprises of the visitor, who is also the president and commander-in-chief of the Armed Forces Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR. And the Pro-Chancellor of the university is Professor Okebukola, CFR. Let me also bring to your notice that we have the principal officers of the university as follows: the Vice Chancellor, Professor Olufemi Peters; the Deputy Vice Chancellor in charge of academic, Professor Oduma Oji Oduma; Deputy Vice Chancellor in charge of administration, Professor Isaac Bosworth. We also have the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Technology, Innovation and Research, Professor Monulua Olani, one of the very few universities in the country having 3 Deputy Vice Chancellors on that fold. Let me also bring to your notice, without necessary sounding boring, the office of the Registrar, which is occupied by Mr. Oladipo Ajayi, the bossa of the university, Malam Nasiru Marafa, the university librarian, Dr. Mrs. Angela or Bala. Deans and directors of the university, and we have 6 deans, and we each holding each of the dean respectively. Now, let me bring to your notice as well that we have the Dean School of Postgraduate Studies, SPGS, in person of Professor Chidu Mafiana, the Dean Faculty of Agricultural Sciences, Professor Ahmed Njida, the Dean Faculty of Arts, Professor Iyobodi Nwabueze, the Dean Faculty of Education, Professor Bamidele Ugleye, the Dean Faculty of Health Sciences, Professor Shu Adamu, Dean Faculty of Law, Dr. Enes Weje, the Dean Faculty of Management Sciences, Professor Wilfred Ugwai, the Dean Faculty of Sciences, Professor Kolawole Lawal, and the Dean Faculty of Social Sciences, Professor Kamal Bello. It is also pertinent for me to bring to your notice, most especially as we are coming in first as one of our clients and one of our students into the family fold of the National Open University of Nigeria. The various directorates exist in the university, and they are as follows. We have the Directorate of Academic Planning, which is headed by Professor Godwin Akme, the Directorate of Management Information System, MIS, headed by Professor Mukhtar Al-Hassan, the African Council for Distance Education Quality Assurance and Accreditation Agency is headed by Professor Christine Ofulue. We also have the Directorate of African Center of Excellence on Technology Enhanced Learning, ASTEL, which is headed by Professor Grace Jokton. We also have the Directorate of Research Training Institute for Distance and Open Learning, Richard Dorr, which is headed by Professor Christine Ofulue as well. The Directorate of Exams and Assessments, Professor Olubenga Ojo. Olusegun Obasanjo Center for African Studies is headed by Professor Mojai. Directorate of Students Industrial Work Experience Scheme, SIWES, Professor Joy Eyisi. Directorate of Research Administration, Professor Joseph Omada. Directorate of Center of Excellence in Migration and Global Studies is headed by Dr. Gloria Neto. Directorate of Entrepreneurial and General Studies is headed by Dr. Awomati Samuel. The Center for Human Resource Development is headed by Dr. Aminu Umar. Directorate of Advancement and Linkages is headed by Mrs. Eleka. We also have the Directorate of Learning Content Management System, which is headed by Dr. Adewale Adeshina. Let me also bring to your notice that we have the Director of Learner Support Services, LSS, which is headed by Dr. Safinatu Omuya. We have the Directorate of Information and Communication Technology, ICT, by Dr. Gregory Nwoji. We have the Directorate of Media and Publicity, headed by Madam Ibrahim Sheme. Directorate of Human Resources, Dr. Muyiwa Akintola. Directorate of Staff Training and Development, Mrs. Margaret Boro. Directorate of Academic Registry, Sebi Ulagboye. Directorate of Fiscal Development Works and Services, Architect Sadiq Shoaib. Directorate of Quality Assurance, Professor Gillette Enibidon. We have the Servicom as well, headed by Mrs. Eunice Riki. The Directorate of Security Services, Malam Isa Shugu. The Bursary Department, headed by Mr. Funsho Adebode. The Anti-Corruption and Transparency Unit, Doris Nweze, and the likes. Some of those offices exist, but in the course of your study, if you need to visit one or two, maybe when you get to the headquarters, you'll find out the details and whatever that office is holding. But for now, your point of interaction with the university is at your respective study center. Distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, the principal officers of the university are here, and it's about time we commence with the ritual of today. Permit me at this very moment to kindly request that we all be on our feet for the national anthem, to be followed by the NOUN anthem, please. The Vice Chancellor of the National Open University of Nigeria, Professor Olufemi Peters, Deputy Vice Chancellor in charge of academic, Professor Uduma Ojo Uduma, Deputy Vice in charge of education, Professor Ian Bosworth, the Deputy Vice Chancellor in charge of technology, innovation, and research, Professor Monolua Olani. Let me also recognize the Registrar of the National Open University of Nigeria, Mr. Oladipo Ajayi. Permit me also to recognize the Bursar, Madam Nasiru Marafa, and the Librarian of the National Open University of Nigeria, Dr. Mrs. Angela Bella, Deans, Directors, students, or the matriculating students, friends, and well-wishers, gentlemen of the press. Let me, on behalf of the principal officers, management, and staff of the university, welcome you to the 23rd matriculation ceremony of the National Open University of Nigeria, taking place simultaneously across all the study centers of the Federation. On this special day, it is set aside for you, the students, now to be officially welcomed into the family fold of the National Open University of Nigeria as you kickstart your tertiary academic pursuit. It is on this note that I want to invite the Registrar of the National Open University of Nigeria, Mr. Ajayi, to proceed with the matriculation ritual. Sir.
And directors, staff, and the matriculation students of the National Open University of Nigeria, ladies and gentlemen, by the authority conferred on me by the Senate of the National Open University of Nigeria, I now declare the 23rd matriculation ceremony of the National Open University of Nigeria. Deans and directors, staff, and the matriculating students of the National Open University of Nigeria, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to invite the Vice Chancellor to give his matriculation address. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and our students. The Deputy Vice Chancellors who are here, who are present, the principal officers who are here present, the registrar, Bursar, University there, all teams, the directors of all the various academic units, they are present. The directors of all the non-teaching staff, they are present. The directorate of the service centers that we have, they are matriculating students, parents of the matriculating students, distinguished invitees, friends of the university, press, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Governing Council, Senate, and Management of the National Open University of Nigeria, I warmly welcome you to this third matriculation ceremony of our institution. I congratulate you for your success in navigating our modern online admission and registration processes, which has added over 16,000 new learners to our university today. The breakdown of the 16,000 comprises of 11,851 undergraduate students and 10,808 postgraduate students who are matriculating to the various faculties as noted below. Faculty of Agricultural Sciences will have total number of students 193 students, and for Faculty of Arts we have about matriculating as undergraduate students and 117 postgraduate students. Faculty of Education will have 1,078 students matriculating as undergraduates and 1,132 students matriculating as postgraduate students. At the Faculty of Health Sciences, we have 1,312 students who are matriculating today and 816 as the postgraduate students. At the Faculty of Management Sciences, we have 3,244 students that are matriculating as undergraduates and 1,394 students are matriculating as postgraduate students. The Faculty of Science will have 2,419 students who are matriculating as undergraduates and 466 students who are matriculating as postgraduate students. And finally, Faculty of Social Sciences will have 3,361 students who are matriculating as undergraduate students and 862,000 matriculating as postgraduate students. And all in all, we are matriculating today 16,659 students. By the action of today, I can say that we are privileged to have joined the over 150,000 returning students of the university. I am indeed glad to inform you that this is the largest community of open and distance learning in higher education, not just in our country, but in West Africa. The National Open University of Nigeria is the only accredited single-mode open and distance learning institution in our country. By way of history, I want to tell you it was established by the Enabling Act No. 6, 1983, Cap 63, and is situated at University Village, Lot 91, Cadastral Zone, Nnamdi Azikiwe Expressway, Abuja. In order to fulfill our mandate of equal access for all Nigerians and bring quality education within your reach, as we say, we took the ground to the town. I tell you that we operate from 3 campuses in Lagos, Abuja, and Kaduna, and over 108 study centers across this country. It's a proof of our commitment to equity for the teeming population of Nigerians that seek to gain access to university education for better prospects and self-actualization. As the name of the university suggests, our openness means that the mode of teaching and service delivery is not restricted by the barriers of distance and location, or by the barriers of race and creed. Our university uses modern and emerging technologies to impart knowledge to our students. To study, you will require some basic ICT skills. With an internet-enabled computer, and in some cases your smartphone, you will have online access to our study materials, instructional videos, tutorials, e-library resources, and facilitation classrooms. And at our study centers all over the country, you will have access to professional counselors, physical facilitation rooms, and library facilities. This flexibility and access to study materials and learning aids is a unique attribute of our university, and it ensures equity in the right of education for all. In essence, you'll be able to learn at your pace and at any place. But I must emphasize that this puts your fate in your hands. You will be required to dedicate yourself to timely and appropriate use of your learning materials and teaching aids which are available at the study center of your choice. Should you come across difficulties and challenges in the university, we have assembled dedicated teams of counselors, professional open and distance learning administrators, academics, and facilitators across our study centers in Nigeria to attend to your concerns. During the last academic session,
so on behalf of the Vice Chancellor, I'm going to read this.
we successfully deployed an e-ticketing feedback system to resolve complaints that you may have during the course of your studies. This and other service delivery applications, including the simplified assessment processes such as your tutorials, your tests and examinations, will make your study at NOUN a most rewarding educational experience. Due to the special mode of teaching and learning at our university, our graduates are usually the focus of exceptional interest from people that are eager to determine the quality of training you receive while studying with us. As our ambassador, therefore, I expect you to be well-behaved and to demonstrate at all times to your family members, friends, and associates that NOUN offers quality education delivered with equality and flexible access, which makes it possible for you to learn at your own pace at any place. Our country needs your resourcefulness to excel in the competitive world of today. It is my steadfast desire that you will acquire at this university appropriate knowledge and skills, as well as the requisite strength of character and tenacity to sail through the challenges of the modern world of global competition. This will enable you to contribute meaningfully in the elevation of Nigeria to its deserved place of greatness in Africa and the world. Finally, dear matriculants, I wish to congratulate you once again, and God bless you all as you stay with us. Thank you.
Will the matriculating students please stand? I hereby administer the oath on the matriculating students here present, and those who are unaffordably absent, for whom I stand present. Please repeat after me, please. I mention your name. On my admission into a program of study at the National Open University of Nigeria, do solemnly and sincerely declare that I shall diligently abide by the requirements and demands of open and distance learning as exemplified by the university's multimodal system of instructional delivery. I shall pay due respect and be obedient to the Vice Chancellor and other officers of the university at the headquarters and at study centers. I shall faithfully observe all the regulations which may from time to time be issued for the good order and governance of the university. I pledge to refrain from any acts calculated to disrupt the activities of the university or likely bring the university into disrepute. In addition, I understand that breaking this oath may lead to my expulsion from the university. So help me God.
Well, distinguished students, we've gotten to that place where you will have to append your name, your matriculation number, which faculty you're studying, your department, the name of the program, your study center, as well as write your name from where where under the matriculation oath, you write I, then write your name, like for me, I, Ambrose Bernard Gowon. Then at the end of it, you sign, then put the date of today, okay? That makes you a bona fide student. Then you pass it over to the assistant admin officers or the admin officers around you to guide you properly or where to deliver it. Like I said, this is the order you're going to write your name. Your surname first. For instance, my name is Ambrose Bernard Gowon, so it is going to be Gowon, Ambrose, Bernard in that order, right? Then your matriculation number, NOU 10 blah 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 blah, like that, you know, or whatever the number is, or 2 whatever the number is. Then your faculty, is it Faculty of Management Sciences or is it Faculty of Social Sciences? Then you put your name there. For instance, me now, I would say my department is Faculty of Social Sciences. Then when it gets to the department, then Department of Mass Communication, for instance, then you put program of study. Is it BSc? Is it MSc? Or is it PhD? Whichever you write there appropriately. Then your study center. Are you in the Special Study Center for the Nigerian prisons in Gwagwalada? Or are you in Kaduna Study Center? Or are you in Enugu Study Center? Whichever study center you are, you just append it there. Or are you from Jos Study Center? Or Otupo Study Center? Whichever. Or are you in the Special Study Center for the National Union of Road Transport Workers, Garki? You put it there accordingly. That is how you fill your form. And please do it very quickly. We don't have the luxury of time. This is expected that you execute this in less than 3 minutes and pass it over to the admin officers or staff or any staff of the National Open University of Nigeria close to you. For now, let me pass you over to the registrar for the continuation of the business.
The First Chancellor, deans and directors, staff and the matriculating students of the National Open University of Nigeria, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to invite the First Chancellor to declare the matriculation ceremony closed. Mr. Professor. Deans and directors, staff and matriculating students of the National Open University of Nigeria, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, by the authority conferred on me by the Senate of the National Open University of Nigeria, I declare the ceremony closed.
All right. This is how brief it is. And I know you'll be wondering, is it all we are here for? That is what matriculation ceremony is all about. To officially welcome you into the fold. Since you've done that via your matriculation oath and the signing of that matriculation form, we're done. So we allow you to go back to your respective business. But before we close with the NOU and anthem, which will be followed closely by the national anthem, the Anti-Corruption and Transparency Unit of the National Open University of Nigeria, they are at the various study centers you are, and shortly after the ceremony, they will be giving you their own kind of orientation with regards to anti-corruption and transparency. Please wait behind shortly after the close of the program where we signal with the anthem for that anti-corruption and transparency advocacy. But for now, I want to request that we all be on our feet for the NOU and anthem to be followed by the national anthem. Please remain standing as we take a group photograph. Just remain standing where you are, as you are. We are taking a screenshot photograph of the whole of the study centers matriculating today. Well, distinguished students, this is the beauty of the open and distance learning. Imagine the Vice Chancellor and the management team asking all students, over 16,000 of you matriculating today, to converge at the headquarters of the National Open University of Nigeria for this exercise. Imagine what the situation, how chaotic it will be like. But the beauty of the National Open University is we operate through open and distance learning. And of course, interfacing with you via this technology, it is what the university is hinged on. So we provide flexibility, affordability, and above all, reliability. So you can check out the flexibility in this matriculation exercise. While the group photograph is still on, we urge you to still maintain your posture while you're standing still. And we want to thank all and sundry that took part in making sure that this delivery came smoothly, from the office of the Vice Chancellor, headed by Professor Olufemi Peters, to the office of the Deputy Vice Chancellor in charge of academics, Professor Uduma Oji Uduma, to the Deputy Vice Chancellor in charge of technology, innovation and research, Professor Moniolua Olaniyi, and to the office of the registrar, Mr. Ajayi Oladipo. Let me also recognize the office of the BASA of the university, which provided funds for all this to get to you where you are. Let me also thank the Directorate of Learning Content Management System, ably led by Dr. Adewale Adeshina, for making sure that this transmission got to you seamlessly. A big thanks to the Directorate of Media and Publicity, headed by Madam Ibrahim Sheme, making sure that the coverage of this 23rd matriculation exercise was seamlessly done, and of course will be transported all across the country and beyond. Let me also recognize the Office of the Director, Academic Registry, headed by Mr. Osebi, for making sure that all came and, of course, was expeditiously dispensed off. Once again, my name is Ambrose Benangowong. Thank you for being part of this 23rd matriculation ceremony. Wherever you are, we're wishing you a safe journey back to your respective destination. And it's bye-bye from here.